the story of our people who are in Ukraine. At the moment, they're actually a lot of them are in Ukraine. Although we do have some success stories, but even with that, they went through a lot. But here we want to talk about what is actually going on, and the suffering that our people are going through in Ukraine. And really, we want to bring some light. And you all have seen the news. There is a lot more to the story that we hear in the news. So today we're just going to bring the real people, let them tell us about their experience, let them tell us about their journey through. And Olusegun, who is here, he's actually still there. He's really the main focus of this, because he's the one that we want, the government, we want authorities, we want international organizations to come to their aid. So I'll stop here for now. That's just about the introduction. So let's go straight to Olusegun Clement. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Are you too?
Tell us what is going on there. What is the situation?
In Ukraine here?
Yes, and especially where you are.
Okay, I'm in Sumi. I'm assuming.
Just now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I'm a student of State University, Sumi, in Ukraine. Okay, the situation here is very bad. No water. Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
No transportation. Nobody come us here to come and assist us for the evacuation. Nothing, no food. And we need assistance from the Nigerian government to come here and evacuate us. And then nothing for us here, no food, no water especially no water for where we are now. And we need assistance from our government.
So where are you people? Where are you still now?
We are still Sumi. We are Sumi.
Okay, you are in Sumi. Are you still in the hostel?
Yes, of course.
And what is the school management doing regarding you guys?
The school, the school is not there's nothing concerned school about us. School does not send us, does not do anything. And I think like 2 days ago, I think day before yesterday, we create awareness. Like, it's not protest. I cannot call it a protest. It's awareness. And some of students did it that day. That day before yesterday. I think I did the day before yesterday. And as not school, and we asked for school to assist us, to let us go, and to give us a bus. But they did not answer us. And then I think is our government need to assist us. It's not school. Like all this India now. The Indian government sent bus, like 3 bus
to your evacuate.
School. Sorry, have the Indians left? Because there was a video I saw the Indians.
Yeah, I think Russia. I think Russia sent them back. I don't know where attacking them, but I see the bus back in our back of our hostel now.
So that means the Indians tried to get out with the buses provided by their government, and the Russians sent the Indians out. So that's a failed mission then.
Yes.
So the
Indians the Indians are come back to you guys in Sumi. The Indians are
in
Sumi now.
Yes, no stuff. But some of our students, some of Nigeria, with Nigeria was very smart. Some of people are use money, pay money, like $2,000, like $1,000 to evacuate themselves, find with their way.
But that's for whatever it's called, is it?
Some of students, depends how you talk to the driver. I don't know, can you connect the driver?
Wow. So are you saying to us that there's a bus that is near where you are that was looking to take some Indian students and now?
Yes, if you need the photo, because I think I camera the photo, I can send it to you this morning, because the bus is back of our hostel here, like sorry. But I think on our way back, because they want to go through Russia, because they want to. There's my Sumi here, Ukrainian share is close. They're close to their border here. They share the same border here. It's not like 1 hour to Sumi here. Yes, but I think we are close to Russia here, like 1 hour border to.
Okay, so the Indians were on their way to Russia.
Yes, but I think the people told me
that the Russians sent them back.
Yes, the bus is back of the hostel here. I saw the trip, but I camera the bus. The bus is the camera. When I camera the bus, is my phone now. I can send it to anybody that needs it.
Okay. When was this? When was this? When
this morning.
There was this message that was sent to us on WhatsApp and on Telegram saying that there was going to be an evacuation today, and that came from the school authority. How authentic was that information? And again, earlier this morning, I got information that evacuation was cancelled.
If the school take any step, I think yesterday school they told us that they want to evacuate everybody. This morning we should prepare. But when it was something like, what time yesterday they sent us message, bros? It's like, Vincent, what times? They sent us message that the evacuation is not going to work again. What time yesterday?
At midnight.
At midnight, like something like 11 o'clock, they sent us message. Our president, our representative here, he sent us message that it's not going to work again. If you need the message, I can copy the message, send it to you.
No, I've seen the message. I've seen the message they sent. I have the message, right?
Nice.
So this is a very good case.
The school tried to say there's because of lack of insecurity. I think so. That was school to try to explain to us.
So what do you think? Do you think that, I mean, it's obviously, we all know that the stories we're hearing about Sumi and all that. But I'm just wondering how, anyway, for me, let me focus on your own health and your own well-being. How has it been? What exactly is going on? How are you able to get food and water, all of those kind of things?
No, I told you before, there's no food. We don't have food. We don't have food stuff, but we don't have food, no water. To bath, me, I think it's 3 days ago now. I'm not going to bedroom. It's only this morning, and I saw a little. Yes, we go downstairs to bath, but for up here to cooking, because to cooking no water. To cooking no water. For cooking, no water. I'm still 8th floor. You know how to go to downstairs 8th floor.
So
to get water.
How many students how many are you there?
We are 4 in number.
No. I mean total Nigerian students there. How many?
I don't know, bro. Like, but I just sent the list. Some people are registered. Some people don't. But
I've seen the list of those that have registered about.
Yes, I'm the one that. Yes, I'm the one that sent it. Yeah. Yes.
So, does it mean that not every one of you have registered in that?
Some of us has gone earlier. Some of you, because this time they told us that everybody should evacuate in earlier before the war started. Because the school told us that we need to wait. There's nothing is going to happen.
Oh.
Yes, make some people, because my people told me, my sister told me that there's going to be a war, but I don't believe. Because they told us that nothing's going to happen. Yeah.
Now, have you, obviously, I know, sorry, Chi, you are part of NIDO, and I'm aware that NIDO UK, NIDO Poland, NIDO
Slovakia,
Romania, and Hungary. How are you guys working together? Is there anything you guys can do? I mean, obviously, there was Ukraine had a Nigerian High Commission before, which
I'm not going to that. I mean, Sumi here. I don't know anything about that, but I've never been in the border before. So it's only because I've never been in the border. I don't know anything going on in that place. because. But I hear some of my mates, some of my classmates or my friends are being in that place, being in Poland. Some of them are traveling to Germany. Some of them are traveling to Hungary and Romania, and so on.
Shegun, if I may ask you, Shegun, what are you studying?
I study computer science.
What level?
2.
200 level. So
Yes.
you have one more year to go, right?
Yeah, I have 2 years.
Oh, it's a 4-year program.
Yes, of course.
Chi, I don't know.
So for, you were asking me earlier about NIDO. So NIDO is really a non-governmental organization that brings together Nigerians for when these things started happening, some of us, there was already plans for the people, the NIDO, the response that we had, NIDO decided to use the structure that it has on ground with the towns that are closest to the border, right? So that is Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, and Romania. So what we do is really help the students as much as we can. Many times, the first time people tried to reach people, they didn't know how to reach people. So we just tweeted the numbers. In fact, that's what brought people in. We tweeted the numbers, and because of the demand, we brought everybody into the Telegram group. And then from there, so what we really are doing is really helping our students to connect to their family members. Family members will come into those WhatsApp groups. There's quite a lot of them. Some of them 4,000, some of them 5,000 people, some of them 3,000. And really, it just allows people to communicate with each other, to understand, okay, what is it that you did that is different from the other person? What is working and what's not working. All of that sharing ideas. But again, we understand that is just a section of the people, right? There are more people on being affected than those who are in the tech. But in terms of what you can mute if you're not speaking. What we are doing is being sort of an intermediary, like an advocate for the students. So we're the ones that have like especially the ones that got stuck at the border, right? There was 2 borders, a couple of borders, but there's a particular one that was a difficult one, which was called the Medeski border or Medski border. And that border is a military border, I understood. And what happened was people kept going there and they weren't coming out as such, like, the way that they should, because of the racism. Like you all saw the news and all that. So we found people were there actually 4 days, 5 days. It was even a day where it was actually snowing. I was like, how could someone be there for that long? You find women and children and all that kind of stuff. So our job really, what we did was really advocate, like began to knock on doors, the Nigerian government and other organizations, so other countries as well. Actually, a lot of them that came, that also were able to come into that crowd, because actually very, 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 very secure and place. They were able to get through, maybe through by making phone calls to get through to the people at the borders, but it still went slow. It went slow. It was a dangerous situation. But our job is really to advocate, to help connect the dots, to pick up any gaps. And that's what we did. When I say our job it was the job that we did, because again, we're not funded by any organization. This is a selfless act, but we were able to connect the people on ground to the people, in government and people online who are searching for their family members. So the work still goes on. There's still a lot that needs to be done. Someone like Olusegun, Clements, there needs to be more work. There needs to be advocacy. There needs to be a lot of talk and planning. So we really are encouraging people who have access that you can help negotiate or join in negotiating or work with the Nigerian government. These are the people we really need them to stand up now and speak, because at this moment in time, we want to get Olusegun, back home. So let's begin to do all that we can to get him back home.
But if I may ask you here, part of the question I asked you before was we did have a Nigerian mission to Ukraine. Obviously, they've left. I don't know if they've gone back to Nigeria or if they've gone to a neighboring country. If they've gone to a neighboring country, are you aware if there is anything the mission originally in Ukraine is doing to bringing these young Nigerians back to back home safely? Chi, are you there? I think for some reason you've dropped. Anyway, Olusegun, if I may unmute you once more. Olusegun.
Hello, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, you talked about not having water and you talked about not having food.
Yes.
How do you people then survive? I mean, food, do you still have, okay, anyway, by the there is no need to ask if you have electricity. I can see light there. But I also heard that you are not allowed to put the lights on because that would
Yes.
alert the enemy, so to say, that someone is in their house.
Yes.
So, are you guys being surrounded by the Russians, or what is actually happening there?
I don't go out, Bruce. I don't know that, but I always see Ukrainian soldier that's moving around. Sometimes when I went out, I saw a lot of Ukrainian soldier that have tied their hand with yellow tag. That shows that Ukrainian soldiers moving around the streets, carry AK-47. That is, I saw them, but I didn't saw any Russian soldier here for now. But we are here that Russian soldier is coming to this place. But somebody like me, what I'm not seeing, I cannot say. I didn't saw any Russians. I didn't saw, but it's only one day I saw one a video, but it's far from us here. It's like that is first day there's have conflict between Russian soldier. After that day, it's only sometimes they throw bomb in the night. They throw bomb. We don't know where the bomb coming from. When it came in from, I don't know where the bomb came in from. We don't know.
So but there was a story that some structures or buildings near you were destroyed. Is that correct? Are there, buildings around the university that has been destroyed as a result of the conflict?
Yes, I think one day they threw one bomb was land back of our university. That day, there's no light that day. I think according to what we hear now, the light we are using is a backup. That's what they told us. It's a backup light.
Because they've destroyed the supply of electricity.
Yes. And I think this is also affecting the water. That what we hear.
The water, is the water being rationed?
Yeah, it's like a day, like 2 days, 3 days, no water. But later in downstairs, because we have general bathrooms, and now we have upstairs, I stay in the 8th floor, but the water is not come to that 8th floor.
But when if you go downstairs, the basement.
Yes, I think it's this morning. Yesterday we didn't. I didn't know enough water, but this morning now, I went early, like 8 o'clock, like 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock. I wake earlier to that bathroom.
Now, what is aside the effort made by your school that we saw yesterday to get you people out, which the information that we got today is that as a result of the ceasefire, which they accused the Russians of breaking, and that is the reason why you guys were not evacuated today. Now, it is night already.
Yes.
Do you people have any information as to when the next evacuation attempt might occur?
No information.
Not from the school?
Yes, no schools. This is no information, bro. There's no information needed of any evacuation. No.
Mm.
But the piece of advice that our president gave it to every one of us is tell us everybody should find his way.
Who is your president?
Moses.
Okay. And where is he now?
He's in Sumi here. He's in State University here.
Okay, he's still in Sumi, but he's telling
Yes,
you.
of course. Because I called him today. He picked my call. He told me that I'm still in Sumi here.
Is he a fellow student?
Yes, he's a medical student.
Okay. And he's telling you people, everybody should find their way.
Yes.
That's a tragedy. So, Chi, I don't know if you're back, if you're able to unmute yourself. And I think...
Me?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, he said everybody can find his ways. He said, yes, everybody needs to find a way. If you can find his way. That's some people that have use that money, that the people that are asking for him for transport, they pay the money.
I also learned there are people who paid a lot of money. I think some of them up to $1,000.
Yeah.
And they were
yes.
They were turned back, so they are back in Sumi again.
Yes, there is a girl. I think the girl has gone back now. There's a girl. Yes, they sent it back that day.
Is it
They sent it.
Sorry.
They sent that girl back. He paid the money. He paid I think $600. That day they sent him back. They sent that back. That day,
So, Chi, you are back.
Yes, sorry about that. So let me come back, but just carry on. I'll speak in about a minute.
Oh, okay. So, do you know, Shegun, do you know anyone who has left Sumi and has made it anywhere out of Ukraine, and you are in contact with that person?
Yes, I called one of my guys that left 3 days ago. But he called me today, but I called him 3 days. He could not pick my call. But today, he picked it. He called me back. He explained to me that he's in Romania. I think it's Romanian.
So he was able to. Can you explain what he told you? How did he?
But I think he spent 4 days or 3 days in that border before he get in.
So he left Sumi to where?
Yes.
No, to where? Because obviously Sumi is the closest town.
When they are going, you can anywhere that have the option, that have opportunity to go, or anywhere that very, can move fast, and anywhere that see that very vacancy there, that just go to that place. Everywhere that they can see that very easy for them, and I'll go that place.
Now, if, according to what your president told you, it appears that it has come to the point of every man to himself, what is your plan?
My plan, if I'm money now, I'll move out. I will move out today or tomorrow morning. I'll just carry my bag and get out in this place. But if the law go down, if I can come back, or if I cannot, that's just because I still have 2 years to complete the course.
So is that something you can continue in Nigeria or elsewhere?
What you say, Bruce? Speak louder, sir.
No, I said, is that something you can continue in Nigeria or elsewhere?
I can go to another place to continue, because I will not deceive you. I have first degree in Nigerian. Yeah, but is it because of the Nigeria? No, I don't. I graduated in 2017. I graduated 2016, except in the state 2017. In the local government secretariats.
the
Majority
story.
of majority of our here, at least we have some of us have ND, HND, because I meet a lot of people that are up for degree, because of the lack of no job, and I want to study more, maybe, to in future, if you can see when you add everything together, you see that it's very authentic and a very can make sense to the Nigerian or anywhere you be. And in Europe here, you cannot, our certificate is not working in Europe like Nigerian. Do you understand me, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I understand what you mean perfectly.
Excellent. Yeah, nice.
So there was before we started, there was this lady that I don't know, is she still here? The one, is she pregnant or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know anybody pregnant.
Yeah, so Asaria, she's here. So let me just say this. Olusegun, you are one of many thousands of people that were to get out of Ukraine. And I'm not sure if you're aware about how if you don't mind, if you mute, I think there's the number that noise. Yeah. There was a lot of or there still is people uproar, really. The fact that for you, you have not been able to leave, and that has to be addressed. That has to, in fact, they just need to get you out. And then you have other people who went through different experiences. So I think the whole story, we haven't even started unpacking it, people's experiences and all that. So I think this is the first, I do like this conversation where we get to hear from you, we get to hear from other people, we get to really understand this whole thing. But I think ultimately for Shegun is coming out, it's coming out of that bunker. Oh, no, sorry, that Sumi location. It's very important, So we can take Asaria now. Let's try and hear her story. Let me just make sure I've got it right. Okay, Asaria. All right, maybe you can mute and
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
hello.
here.
How is
I'm here. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. You might need to turn off or turn down your TV set or something.
Okay, just a second.
So once Masari is coming back, okay, she's here now, which is great. I think we lost Njenje, maybe. Is he still here? All right. I think we lost him. But anyway, let's continue. Sorry, tell us your story.
She's
How?
here. She's there. She's muted. She can now go ahead, Asaria. Go ahead.
Okay. Like I was saying before, I went back home for Christmas as usual. So I came back to Ukraine I came back to Ukraine on the 18th of February. That was my flight landing in Ukraine. And the next day I went to my school. I school at East Ukrainian University. And I paid my normal second year school fee, and I registered already in the hospital. I was like, okay, I'm going to register in the hospital for antenatal and everything because I was pregnant at that time. And I needed to come back and continue my studies and work also. But on Wednesday, like after I went to school, I landed in Ukraine on a Saturday. On Sunday, I went to my school. I got there in the morning on Monday because it's in Donetsk, in Lugansk, Donetsk, close to the Russian border. So you have to take a train from Kyiv because I landed in Kyiv. So after paying my school fee on Monday, I came back to Kyiv. And on Wednesday, the whole missile started. Well, I was on the bed sleeping because I stay with my younger sister. So we're on the bed, and around 4 a.m., the building started shaking. Like, because I was thinking it was a joke. I didn't believe. Like, war. Like, why would there be war? So my younger sister started panicking. Like, she was like, we have to leave here. We have to leave this place. It's not safe for you. Your condition, we have to run to somewhere safe for you. And I don't know if I would say the pregnant woman in me. I told her, no, not to worry, that we should just, that we'll be fine. I even told her to prepare me a goosey soup, that I'm hungry, that my stomach is itching. I was vomiting because I was vomiting all through the night because I was very ill when I came back from school. She was like, now is not the time to eat, that we have to leave. So I forced her and she made food for me to eat because I was throwing up throughout the night. So we saw people around us running away, entering their cars, driving out, people packing their bags. Before we knew it, the whole building was empty. People ran away from the building. So we saw people running to the supermarket to get stuff, doing panic buying. And we followed. We took our last money. We went to the supermarket. We bought even things we don't need, because we're like, stay in your house, lock your doors, don't go anywhere. If you come out, the bomb will touch you. Stay in your house. So that Wednesday night, we slept with fear. So that was when I saw people running away, packing their bags, that was when I knew it was serious. So there was fear in me, there was tension in me, and my blood pressure went high. I started having fever, and it was just my younger sister with me. So I was vomiting again that whole night. I was very sick. We couldn't go to the hospital because there was nobody in the hospital. So on Thursday morning, the same missile again. We saw some armored cars because we stay close to the barracks, to the army barracks. So we saw some armored cars around our street, and my younger sister became scared. So at a point, I told her, okay, pack your things, leave me here, because I was very sick. I told her, I don't want to be a burden to you. I want you to be alive, because we are motherless. We don't have a mom. It's just me and her and my other sis. So I told her, I don't want you to die. I told her, I don't want you to die like my mom. So just pack your things and go. Anything that happens to me, don't worry. I'll be fine, but I want you to be alive. And she said no, that she's going to pack a bag for two, for me and her. That anywhere we can run to, we would run to. That she cannot leave me sick on the bed. I didn't even take my bag because I was very cold and I was shaking. So what she did, she wrapped me up with some sweaters, and she carried me downstairs, and we went to a bomb shelter. So I was lying that we're in the bomb shelter hiding. Then a man came and said we should leave the bomb shelter, that the bomb shelter is not safe for us, because we were the only African in the bomb shelter with some other Ukrainians. So the man was like, we should leave the bomb shelter, that it's not safe, that we should go out and look for shelter elsewhere, or we should go to the vokzal, the train station, or anywhere else, but not here, because
but were the Ukrainians at that point in that bomb shelter and you were asked to leave?
Yeah, he was asking everybody to stand up and leave. He was like, divide. Yeah, like when he was saying, like he tapped me.
Not only you and your sister.
No, not just I and my sis. So we left, so we stood up. We didn't know where to go to, because people were running, like there was the taxi. So we was like, okay, we should book taxi to the train station and stay where people were. So we booked taxi, and the fare was crazy. And normally a place that you go for, let's just say in dollars, you can go for $10. They like, so like $50. You have to pay $50 to a place we could go for normally $10 on a normal day. So we took all the money we could find in the house, and we were like, we don't care. So we took the cab to the vokzal, the train station, and we're like, we heard them saying that there's a safe city in Lviv. The city is Lviv, that we should go to Lviv, that there's a free train in Lviv. And we said, okay, fine. I was shaking. My sister was carrying me, carrying her bag, carrying my bag, and she was crying because she was looking for help. So we got to the train station, and nobody was even answering us because we're Africans. We're just answering just white Ukrainians. So we got some information where the train will come. So we went to the train rack to board the train. And I'll tell you, it was crazy because the pushing, it was like survival of the fittest. The Ukrainian police was there at the door. If you're a black person and you're coming through, it's going to push you away and allow their people first. And they were saying women first and children. And we're like, am I not a woman? I'm a woman. You're pushing me away to drag your own person inside the train. Are we not human beings? Are we supposed to die here while your people go? So fortunately, I and my sister, we struggled. My sister entered and she dragged me. I even have some back pain from the dragging. So she dragged me inside the train and we were able to see a place, and it were jam-packed, like in a cabin where like normally the train is a 4-person train, but we're like 15 inside a cabin. It was hot, and and due to my pregnancy, I can't stay in a place where it's choky, wet with so many people. So it was hot, and I was spitting, I was vomiting. My sister was packing my vomit. She was cleaning me up and everything, and it was really irritating. But she didn't care. People were like looking at us like, "What's wrong?" Because we're with Ukrainians, and we're like, it was the way they were looking at us, irritated. And I told my sister, I could come down from this train so you could go, so I will not embarrass you with my condition. And she's like, no, even if you're vomiting, you're spitting, I will follow you. Anywhere we'll go, let's go. So the train was from Kyiv to Lviv. It was 14 hours. I couldn't sleep the whole 14 hours, and she couldn't sleep because she was looking after me. So when we got to Lviv around 5 a.m. in the morning, it was very cold. So they said there was a train coming to Warsaw, Poland, that we should wait for the train to be available by 9. So we were waiting. They would tell us the train will come on the second rack. We would jump, like we could not even cross over normally. We would just from the rack there, from the first rack, but there was so many crowd. We would jump from the first rack to go to the second rack. They'll tell us, no, it's the third rack. We would jump from the third rack with our legs. Sometimes the train will be coming and we will run with speed. So we go to the third rack, because before you go to turn to get to the rack where the train is, you might miss it because it's a very long journey. So, and I was holding my stomach and I was doing all these things. So finally the train came. And it was another survival of the fittest, because I couldn't see my sister anymore. So I didn't know she was going. She followed another door to prepare a space for me. So they were saying women first. And they were dragging their own people. But what they do, they put their own Ukrainians first before they even look at you as a black person. So I was shouting, please, I'm pregnant, help me, I'm pregnant, help me. And they were not even looking at me. I was tapping the police guy, showing him my tummy. I was asking somebody, please, what is pregnant in Ukrainian or Russian? So I would tell them. Nobody was even answering me. So until a black guy dragged me up and pushed me inside the train. So I fell in the train. So still there was no place to sit because it was jam-packed. Like the heat, it was oozing, it was jam-packed. So there was this Nigerian man who is married to a Ukrainian with 2 kids. So when he saw me standing and the way I was breathing, he asked me, what's the problem? And I explained my condition to him. So he was shouting, please make way for her to sit, make way for her to sit. This lady is sick, make way for her to sit. And I sat down somewhere and I was shouting my sister's name and she came to me. So we started the journey to Poland. And in the train, I was throwing up, like, it was hell. Like the journey from Lviv to Poland was hell for me because there was no air. I couldn't breathe because of the people in the train were so much. I couldn't breathe. I was choking. I was vomiting. Like I vomited up to 4 times because they said the time from Lviv to Poland is just 2 hours, 30 minutes. But in that 2 hours, 30 minutes, oh my God, I got to a point in time that I told them, please, I want to lie down on the bare floor. I just wanted to lie down on the ground. I want the coldness from the ground to just touch my back because it was very hot in the train. And they were like, no, you cannot lie down. I told them, don't worry. I removed my winter jacket. I laid on the floor with my body. So I could feel some air. I could be cold a bit. So I lay down on the floor. There were some Nigerian guys there. from the eastern part of Nigeria. So I'll tell them, please, you who has packet, because they don't know what nylon is. I'll tell them, please, packet. They will give me their nylon. I will throw up inside the nylon and they will throw it out for me through the window. Sometimes if I drink water, I'll throw up the water inside the nylon again and they'll throw it out from the window for me. So they were like taking care of me. I explained to them, please, do you have a rubber where I can spit in? Because I'm always spitting and vomiting. And they were, okay, no problem. They understand that I'm pregnant. So it got to a point, I started having fever. I couldn't talk anymore and they were scared. When we got to the border to cross into Poland, the Ukrainian border to cross into Poland, they went to call a doctor for me. They brought me out from the plane, and when we got to the doctor's office, there was no doctor there. I told them to take me back into the train. That when I will manage to Poland, and my sister will take care of me. All this while, my sister was just crying and scared because I was having fever. My blood pressure was high. My body was dry because I was vomiting and I was losing fluid. So when we got finally to Poland, they asked the train to stop, that we were all to come down for checks, to check our documents and everything. So I was coming down from the train because there's this staircase on the train. So I was coming down. I didn't know when I fell on the floor. I was vomiting and I saw my sister. I knew my eyes were foggy. I couldn't see properly. I fell down because people were coming out. They were rushing. It was hell. Like nobody cared if you were pregnant or not. Everybody's fighting for their lives. Everybody's fighting for themselves. So even if I was shouting, help me, nobody to help. So just my little sister that was there. And she can't do everything by herself. So when I was coming down, I didn't know if it was someone that pushed me. I fell down and I was on the floor, vomiting and everything. To give me water. I don't know what happened. The next thing, I saw myself in the ambulance on the bed because they were trying to inject me because my body was dry. I could show you the needle marks all over my body. They were trying to inject me. My body was very dry in the ambulance. And the next thing I was hearing that I fainted. A pregnant woman fainted in the Poland border. That's what they know me as, the pregnant woman that fainted in Poland border. So there was no fluid in my body. Everything was dry because of the cold and the fever and stress. My body was very dry. So the man in the ambulance asked me, because he speaks a little bit English, so like, your parents, you have mother, you have father, you need to call them because we don't understand your body. So I told them, I was just saying, help me, please. My baby, help me, please. I was just begging them. So all this while, I didn't even know where my sister was. So they finally took me to the emergency and they tried to take my vein. They tried
At this
to
point,
pass.
sorry, may I interject a little bit for clarity here? At this point, in which country was this happening?
In Poland.
Okay, you've arrived Poland safely at this point.
At the border, yes. They carried me from the border to the hospital in Poland. So when we got to the emergency, the first thing they did, like I noticed what they did, like they pushed me in the emergency, and the first thing they did, they went to me to the scan to check if my baby was still okay, because I hadn't eaten for like 2 days because we were on the road. Like we started the journey from Thursday and we got to Poland border on Sunday. So like we were on the road from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So those days I hadn't eaten anything. I was not drinking enough water and my baby was not getting enough food. So they checked first of all if my baby was still breathing. And when they saw the heartbeat of the baby on the scan, they pushed me to the ward for immediate treatment. So they tried to take my vein, they tried to take everything. They punctured my big vein on my elbow. They tried my ankle. They tried my legs. They couldn't penetrate because they couldn't see any vein because of my body was very dry and white. So what they did is here, they took me to the operation theater and they opened my neck here and they fixed a big catheter inside my neck for emergency purpose. I don't know what they call. I think they put in my jugular vein or something. Like I have some videos of it. They opened my neck and they put the stuff inside and they sewed it back. So from there, they were able to give me food, calcium, food, water, because my fever, my temperature, everything was high. So they were able to treat me. Some days I'll be okay. The next day, I'll be having a lot of headache. It was hell for me in the hospital. The headache, the migraine was crazy. It got to a point, the doctor came to me and asked me if I have malaria, that they don't have any cure from, that they think I have malaria, and they might send me back to Nigeria because here they don't have any malaria issues. That when last did I treat malaria? And I told the man, I don't have malaria. If I have malaria, I'll know. I'll bring my drugs from Nigeria, but I don't have malaria. Just help me any way you can. So I said, okay. So day before yesterday, when they discharged me, I told them I wanted to go home. That because I was tired of eating their food in the hospital. Because it was as if there was no change. I was always vomiting. The headache was still coming. I was always having stomach bloating. And they said the stomach bloating comes with pregnancy, that it's normal for a pregnant woman to have bloated tummy. It was really uncomfortable for me in the hospital. So I called my sister. I told her, please come and carry me. I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm tired of this place. I don't want to die here. So she came and I told them they discharged me and they told me not to stress, that I should take care of myself.
When they discharged you, obviously you are a Ukrainian resident. So when they discharged you, where did they discharge you to?
Because when my sister came in the hospital with me, she finally came.
Let's backtrack a little bit. How did your sister eventually find you?
Okay, very good. So at that night, when they pushed me to the hospital, she was very worried. When they got to her turn at the border, because they had to stand on the line for them to be checked. So when they finally checked her, she was just shouting, my sister, you people carried my sister in the ambulance. She was the one that fainted. People carried her in the ambulance. Please take me to my sister, take me to my sister. She said she was just shouting and crying. So she said a man took her in the car and drove her to the hospital where I was. So she was telling them my name, showing them my pictures, and they could not recognize me because the state where I was, the picture she was showing them, I was beautiful in the pictures, but the state where I was very ugly. So they couldn't recognize who she was talking about. So she explained to them that she's pregnant. You guys carried her. So they took her to the ward where I was, and I was not on the bed because that was when they took me for the surgery on my neck to be able to pass in catheter. So they told her that your sister just went for a little surgery. You have to wait. So she was crying because surgery, she heard about surgery and it's a life and death thing. And she started crying again in the hospital. So later on, they wheeled me back in and they told her that she cannot see me right now, that I'm weak. I need to sleep. I need to rest. So I think in the morning when I woke up, I saw her in the hospital because she came with my phone and my charger. So I saw her in the hospital and I asked her, where is she going to stay? Who is she going to stay with? And she said somebody at the reception, that she told someone at the reception and they connected her to a convent. It's like a place where nuns stay. That these nuns, they just keep you in the convent and help you to anytime you want to go back, you want to go to anywhere. That's where she's staying, and she doesn't like the place because she wants to be in Warsaw where she would know what to do about her schooling, because she's a third-year medical student in Kyiv Medical University in Ukraine, and she wants to continue her schooling, and she wants to know what to do. So she cannot stay there. I said, okay, fine. When I'm better, we'll look for a way. We'll look for NGOs that can help us. So that was how she found me. So when I was discharged, she came there and she took me back to the convent. So I told her, okay, let's go to war. So before we met Mommy Chizoba, we made some inquiries. We're asking online. We saw some numbers on Twitter. We're calling. Then somebody from the Nigerian embassy came to visit me in the hospital because according to him, he said they heard that a lady fainted at the Poland border and she's pregnant. So he came to the hospital to visit me and he gave me his card. So when we called him, he was like, "You should come to Warsaw." And he also directed us to Mom Chizoba. And so since we came here, we met, and she has been trying. Today I met her personally, and she's trying to make provisions for me to be comfortable and maybe how to legalize me and all of that so I can be okay here.
Wow. What a story.
It's crazy.
Just coming back from Nigeria, you said on the 18th of February.
Yes.
Which is virtually how many weeks ago, and a lot has just happened. We thank God that you are fine and okay now.
I thought I was going to die, seriously.
Yeah. So, Chizoba, are you able to unmute yourself and tell us the good works you've been doing so far and how you came to know, is it Asari?
Vera, you can just call me Vera.
Okay, Vera. How you came to meet Vera, please? Chizoba, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Hope you don't mind. My background might be noisy because
no, it's fine.
Yeah,
we know that.
A lot of our people are here, students. Okay.
Yeah,
currently I'm in our main accommodation rented for students that came from Ukraine. Is a full building now because every time we have to pay for more bed spaces. So I'm like in the kitchen here. So I came to know about Ebere, and she happens to be my wife from Delta State, you see. So I came to know about her. Well, I was in contact at a time with her because she from London sent me her account, but I didn't really know her because a lot of people contact me. But yesterday, a Polish lady called me that they had two ladies with them. I've been with them for 2 days, and if we can give them accommodation. I said, sure. Before she now said that the lady have been on admission for 5 days and has just been discharged. So I had to share my WhatsApp link with her to give to the ladies, and I gave them the address of this place. So immediately after work today, I got some things that they need here because here they cook like as if they're in a party here, So everything is finishing just like that. So I had to come down. On coming down, I decided, okay, I have to go online, because many criticism everywhere. Who are Nigerians in diaspora Poland? Many people are criticizing us. So I decided to
Sorry, Chizoba, can I let me, so that people who are watching would understand properly, can I backtrack a little bit? So which organization are you representing? Are you doing what you're doing on your personal capacity?
I am the General Secretary. I am the General Secretary, Nigerians in diaspora Poland.
Okay.
And we have our chairman, like as Dr. Tade, our chief financial secretary as Isaac Ikotu. We have Mr. Frank. We have Rollins have been out there on Twitter space, Rollins Onyeka Ebon. And we have Remy. He is our PRO. So that is just the squad. And we have another of our member, though that is working on the ground, Galado by name, and Niyi. Okay, so that is it. We are from Nigerians in diaspora, Poland. So I'm the general secretary.
This place you are housing these students now. How many students or how many Nigerians do you have there? And
okay, as of present here now, we have more than 50. Apart from here, there's another location we paid for yesterday, and there's another location two streets away from here. And here we have more than 70 or so, because some sites, the guy that took me to the border, he left today to Germany, and with other babes that were here with him, and some other guys. Then we had some people that moved in from Vola Hostel, where Nigerian embassy paid for them. So they called me that they were asked to relocate because it got expired, on some days back. So I gave them this address to move in.
So, and the Nigerians in the
in diaspora
community in Poland pays the bill for these accommodations?
No, you can't say Nigerian community in Poland. You say Nigerians in diaspora Poland in conjunction with Nigerian Student Association Poland and Nigerian Embassy. But, but for this building is strictly people that Nigerian Students Association Poland, their president, the executives brought over, and the Nigerians in diaspora. And the funds we are using are the funds that. So anyone like today, I got a call from Krakow on my way to this place this evening that we have another PhD student that has anemia. It seems anemia, and she's not good, you know. We kept her somewhere for some days now, and it seems later I'll get that information right, because it's the welfare officer that really has it correctly. So in this building right now, we have up to for now, I can't really say. Lillian, do you know the number of people in this building right now? Up to 50, okay, or more, because people are still coming, and people are still coming. 3 people just left this night. We are more than 50, okay, and we still have students here. They're all students. They have experience and they want to talk too. So maybe later, if you want them to talk, the ones that want to talk, they will be here to talk to you, their experience and what they've been going through. So right now we have the last floor, this floor, and the one underground, and each room, maybe I'll send you the video. Each room has madam, yeah, hello. Yes, please come. Sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. So that is it. So somebody.
Thank you very much, Chizoba. Chizoba Oche. We cannot thank you enough. That's where.
No, don't say that. God has a reason.
We can't thank you enough, because that's where our collective humanity comes into play. Again, it's not easy attending to all these individuals. You've done a marvelous job. We appreciate all you do, and we say, may the good Lord bless you and bless you more. As many people obviously would still come, because there are hundreds of them that are still stuck in wherever they are now, especially those in Sumi. Now, I've been told that the representatives of those students in Sumi is around. Kemi, if you're around, can you raise your hands? And Kauri, Tolu Lope, are you there? Unmute yourself again. I think I mistakenly muted. Yes. So, Tolu.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, sir.
On the move. So tell us your story. We spoke last on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we spoke last
on when we spoke, you were heading to the borders and you had your gears, you're a cryptocurrency miner, you're trying to find your footing, you're on the way, So what happened? Because last time you were at the point where the security agents were checking your papers. I think that's the last time we spoke. So how was the journey and where are you now?
I'm already now in Hungary, and I already gave passage to people how they can get into Hungary, like a video passage on my page, how I walked it through to Hungary.
Now, for the benefit of those who do not, can you tell us, can you say it again here? Maybe people might be watching, that it might be helpful.
So you should stop going to that Poland border. There are too much crowds there. The Hungary border, for me to cross, it only takes me about 2 to 5 minutes. And this is how I did it. I took a cab from Ternopil. We all know I stayed in Ternopil. So I took a cab directly from Ternopil to Uzgorov. Uzgorov is a train station where I bought a train to Zahoni. Zahoni is a Hungary checkpoint where the immigration will check your papers. So from Uzgorov, I took a cab directly, which cost me about 4,500 grivna. It was relaxing, no stress of me entering any train. And getting to Uzgorod, I just boarded a train. And the train is about 100 grivna. It's so, so cheap. So I boarded the train. The train lasted for about 20 minutes. And this is the secret of what I did. Instead of me to go into the train and sit, I was actually standing at the door while others are sitting. So I'm the third person they stamped because they are stamping you as you're coming down from the train.
Okay.
So that was actually...
So they already know that you are virtually a refugee
Yeah,
running away from
but
Ukraine.
everybody coming from that train is from Ukraine. So as you're coming down, they're stamping they are just taking your passport, swiping it to confirm if it's original, and they're giving you a stamp to go into the country.
Okay. And
so
that stamp, does it have validity or is just what,
Yeah, the stamp is just like an entry for you. So when you get the stamp, then that is when you now decide where you want to register yourself. If it's because I came into Hungary, so if I want to go to Germany, if I want to go to Berlin, there are a lot of people fleeing already. So if I want to go to Germany, I can just go through the train already. I'm in Hungary right now, but I did register myself back here in Hungary because I saw the refugees. I think yesterday I was with them. So I was with the refugees, and I got someone who's already coming to meet me. His name is Tunde Alabi, AIT journalist. He landed in Poland. He said he will be in Hungary in a few days' time, so we can go to the embassy and see what we can give to those people at the refugee. I think there's a provision for them. They cannot just be staying in the church premises, which they are right now.
Okay. I mean, this morning, I got a call from someone like you who came into Hungary over the weekend.
Okay.
But I think he was able to find himself in Switzerland, and from Switzerland, as of this morning, around 6:30 p.m., he's already in Hanover, Germany.
Yeah.
So I think what you said it makes a lot of sense. If people can get themselves into Hungary,
it's very easy. It's very easy. They will stamp you in. This is it. They will give you this stamp as you're coming in from the train. And when they give you this stamp, some people staying behind, registering themselves at the border point, but actually they are giving free tickets for you to enter Budapest. So I just got the ticket. I entered Budapest. I booked a hotel. I have a brother who was already staying in the hotel, so I stayed with him for a few days. And today I just myself. I went to the immigration and I got this paper. This is my 30 days protection visa, which
can you travel to Germany or
I
Austria?
can come with this and come back. So if this is about to expire, I have to go and renew it because it's just 30 days.
Okay.
So yes.
Now, the moment you come into Hungary, the train tickets, I was told, even if you want to go to Germany, it's free. They have to give you a free train ticket ride. That's from the European Union.
Yes, but the point here is that if I don't register myself here in Hungary and I flee to Germany, coming back here, I might need a visa. So I registered myself here, but I can tour the old European countries. But I just need to come back here because I registered myself here before my document expires.
Wow. You seem to have had everything figured out. Now tell us about those.
You can allow some people also to join as well when you're to speak. If anyone that has issues, maybe we can give them advice. But go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so can you tell us how many people you've helped, because you've been held back in Ukraine. You keep telling people how to escape, and while others were leaving, you stayed back. So can you walk us through what you've done in the last couple of days and weeks?
I've helped as much as possible, navigating them, telling them to come to 10OP, where there is a free passage. But because people were thinking Lviv was closer to Poland of 2 hours, and due to the crowd there, they were just rushing there. They didn't think about the other borders, whereas it's easy passage for them, which was why I had to go through that passage and let them know this is an easy passage. I made this video within a couple of hours. Before you see it, I'm already in Hungary. So people struggling in that Poland border, there are too many people. Ukrainians are going through those borders. Everybody going through those borders. 500,000 people already passed through that border. But Hungary, you just have to, it's a free passage. Very, very easy and free if you know how to do your thing. It's very free.
Well, thank you very much. So Chi, you might come back. I don't know if you do have. Are you still
Yeah.
there?
In that particular border you're talking about, if you're talking about the Medicaid border, is that the one? Because I had to address something and come back. Because yes, there was the issue of people going to a particular border, which was very congested.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then you now had, there was three. I mean, the other borders are not being used now. The Slovakia, Romania, and Hungary. Those borders were not as congested, although they were still congested at one point, but they were not as congested at the Medicaid border. So yeah, there was, by the time people realized what was going on, it was actually, it's very, very severe. So, it was really bad. A lot of people were sick. Were you actually in, which border were you in to look where?
Yeah, I passed through Zaoni. Zaoni border, it's where they're just gonna check you out and give you a free ticket to Budapest because you're already in Hungary. So
Yeah.
I passed through from Tenopi to Uzgorov. From Uzgorov, you get 20 minutes to Zaoni. On coming down from the train that takes you to Zaoni, your passport will be stamped in.
Yeah.
On the door. So getting in, they'll be giving you free ticket. They're welcoming us, giving us free food at the train station, giving you free tickets. You just need to wait for like 30 minutes, board into the train, and it will take you straight to Budapest, I think about 5 hours. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine. So which of the borders, sorry, I didn't catch that because I had to, like I said,
Yeah, that
so,
only.
was this that? But where
Yeah.
are you now? As in which are you still in the shelter? Are you still with
Yeah, actually today I was out looking for apartment. I've been staying in the hotel and this is it's not convenient for me. I was out today. That was why I joined late. I was just coming back from the apartment I went to check. So probably if I can be helping people, I want to get a place to stay since I registered myself here already.
okay. But
yeah.
which one are you now?
I'm in Hungary.
You're in Hungary. Okay. So are you with Nido or are you on your own?
See, basically, I've been working on my own. People coming to me, either they are Nido, I've got Tunde Alabi even flying from Nigeria to come to me so we can go to Ukraine, Nigeria embassy here in Hungary. Anybody that contacts me that needed support, I just hand over I give them the report of what I've been doing and anything I can do to help, they do it.
Yeah, that's the situation where a lot of people actually did have to do a lot of things. It's a very, very, it was serious crisis, and I think it's still. I mean, it's no, we're not out of it yet. There's a lot of stuff that stories to really tell, like the one of Tolulokpe, where people find themselves in a situation that they've never experienced in their whole life before.
Sure.
So I'll stop for now. They can also ask.
Yeah, I've got the Nido group. All I just did, I believe that they are helping at the border. My work before I came here to Hungary was taking people out from Ukraine straight down to the border. And I believe they have been working over there, helping them out. I just make sure, like, where are you guys? Okay, where are you going to? Let me navigate you out. You're in Kharkiv. Okay, board the next train. You're in Kiev, board this. People in Sumi, they are escaping one by one, but not all of them have the fee to pay. The money for them to get out of Sumi is very, very expensive. So most of them are actually staying back because of the fees involved.
No, well,
sorry, can I just clarify on that? I'm speaking to somebody from Sumi.
Sorry, who is speaking?
Oh, sorry. This is Cherish. My name is Cherish on Twitter. I've been in a meeting with NIDA executive, Mr. Nebechi, Dr. Bashir, Mr. Isaacs.
Go ahead.
So I've been working across a few different fundraising groups or groups that hold accounts toward the donations. So actually, thank you for sharing your story. It's nice to meet you.
Okay.
Technically, and Chizoba and Chizoba.
I don't believe you.
Nice to meet you too. My apologies for some of the chaos and drama that had been happening before. We've been working really, really hard to try and resolve some of those and squash it with Chi. So thank you so much for your time and your patience and your understanding. It's been really, really difficult trying to manage some of these groups. And there's a lot of other reasons, which I won't disclose here, why some of these things are happening. Okay, so just to add to your point briefly, apparently there are 3 universities in Sumi, to my knowledge. The one that I'm speaking to move them out of their 7 people, for example, is currently price gouged to $4,000.
Yeah, we know that.
So you're absolutely correct.
We know that.
Not only that, I believe the roads in that area have recently been restored. When the electricity went out, when the network went out, where it was being fixed in that day, I believe all of those things, so there was passage on that way. We were now receiving reports that with evidence of people leaving Sumi in like buses, possibly walking, individuals or groups, and being sent back by soldiers. We don't know which soldiers, but being sent back to the hostages. So the solution now.
Before you joined us, we have Olusegun here, who is in this meeting and is still stuck in.
Hello, Olusegun.
Yeah, he's still in Sumi. So he said
wonderful.
Some people were sent back. The Indian contingent that hired buses were sent back, and the buses are still there. So Olusegun, if you're in that WhatsApp group, if you can drop that picture there, maybe we can share the picture.
Okay, but I will send it to the room. Okay, I don't know. Okay, can I send it to the woman that give me the link? The moment that give me the link.
Yes. Give it to Chizoba.
Okay, let me send.
Just drop it
let
in that.
Let me send to her.
So what they're saying now is that the best way out of Sumi is by private taxis. So these private taxis are being arranged.
But that's not actionable. Sorry. What we
let me just say my point. Those private taxis are being arranged by Ukrainians who are working with some of the grassroots fundraisers. So by grassroots fundraisers, I mean individuals, volunteers like myself, who are not affiliated with any organization.
Okay.
So just to say, that's why it's being able to be possible, because we're not officially affiliated. We are independent individuals volunteering and bringing people out. So there's no embargoes on us in the same sense as maybe some of the organizations and structures that already exist.
How secure?
Hello. I have sent it to the woman, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, I sent it to the woman.
Thank you. We'll bring it in now. But how secured are they? Because what people are fearing is, like Olusegun said before, if you're heading out of Sumi and suddenly you've been turned back by the Russian soldiers, and we had stories on Friday, and exactly Friday, of people who were being shot at and they had to go back, and by the time they went back, the monies they paid, I think each of them paid at about, I think they said they paid about $1,200. So
I think each person paid $500 that day you are talking about. They paid $500, like 4 people.
Okay, but they came back to Sumi, right?
Yeah, they sent back to Sumi. Like they call that one of them. I know her name. They call Aisha.
Okay, so, is it Aisha that sent you the funds for that movement?
Yes, Daddy. They sent them back. They sent her back.
Perfect.
Aisha.
Okay, they sent. Sorry, what did you say they sent back to Aisha?
No, they sent Aisha back. They told.
Oh, as in.
Okay.
I will send.
Hello.
Sorry,
I can send one video. Hello, ma. I will send the video that day. That's like a create awareness to the school that is not. I cannot call that a protest. If there's protest, we need to carry a play card to show that we are protesting. But just like awareness, can I send the awareness video to you?
No, we've seen it. We can play it. I mean, we have.
Okay, the girl.
Yeah, you can send it. You can send it to me. My Twitter name. I don't
know your phone number. I don't know you. Sorry for that. I don't know your phone number. If you can connected me, I will send it to you, either WhatsApp or anywhere you want it. I will send it to you.
Cherish, can you please tell us? You talked about arranging for people to get out of Sumi. Now, how many people are you the people you're working with? I know it's individuals. How many people are you people able to probably get out?
Okay, so we haven't collated the full numbers yet, but as at last week, one group have moved out 100 plus people, thousands they've helped. Another group were on about 50, and the last group won about 100 plus as well. So to answer your other previous, sorry, Olusegun, I understand. Yeah, you don't know me. I haven't followed your contact. I don't know anything about you. I've only been in contact with someone from one of the universities as it speaks. So I understand your sentiment. I can send you the contact as you've asked, so you can send me that stuff. And to go back to the question, is it, what's your name? Njenje?
Yes, please.
That you,
I'm trying to tag you on Twitter, but I can't find you there.
at Susie of God. It's, you know, the name that I've put as my name,
okay.
Cherish at Susie of God. That's me on Twitter. So to answer your question in terms of security, so things change constantly, things change daily. So for example, the gentleman that I'm in touch with from one of the universities, he's like one of the heads of the student bodies. So what we've been trying to do, so there are each different group which are separately working. So the three groups that I've been working with, NIDO essentially, or when I say working with, signposting people to. So these are three groups that I felt confident that these are not fraudulent groups, these are not scam groups. These are groups that I had worked all last week to ascertain credibility for, because I come from finance and operations background. I'm a material scientist and engineer. So I have some understanding of enhanced disclosure and those types of things, and processing ID and V and stuff. So because these groups are working grassroots, and a lot of them are not from finance background or admin background, they haven't known about this level of compliance and these things. So that's what I've been trying to encourage and work into their processes, in light of the fact that there are people who are actually working to do the opposite and cause problems, unfortunately. So to answer the question, at this time now, to my best knowledge, you're right, Sweeney, sorry, that's my son. I'm a full-time mum as well. So to my best knowledge, we're not particularly advising people to do any type of movement now at this time. I understand that each different group has a logistics person, for example, who is in contact with people who are literally either in Ukraine, have moved out of Ukraine, or are at the border, or who have access to people who are working on at the consular level, for example, at the governmental level. So before, just like how Tolilope described it, people were doing mostly what they know, right? So you take your risk, it's your own chance that you take. What I understand is that the university's guidelines, first of all, was if you, the reason why so many students remained on site is because apparently the universities were telling people, if you leave the university, you fail. So the people who left initially at the onset of the conflict, they got through the border and left with ease. Once the directive would have gone, if this directive is accurate, once this directive would have gone from the government, that's Ukraine, Russia, whoever it is, to the universities, that no students are to leave the campus for whatever reason, we don't know yet, it's still being looked into. That meant now that once the students were identified as leaving, of course, we are ethnic minority, so we have melanin in our skin, so it's not like we can really hide. The directive would have been to be sending these people back, as they're still doing till now. Because you have to understand that you guys, and I'm going to try to be as really sensitive, as I've been working so hard for a week to try and put the whole story and the picture together. I started off just doing grassroots fundraising, and I quickly realized I have to move into a type of compliance type of role. And then I found out, actually, because there's some rogues operating and scams and fraudulence, I have to start acting in a sort of almost an informal internal audit role, okay, to try and start bringing some accountability, transparency, cross-working across the different groups, so we're not repeating work. So to answer the question, at that time, most groups, the three that I've primarily been working with, and any other group, they're arranging movement logistics of people out of Sumi individually. Initially, the reports were people in Sumi don't want to move. Now we're understanding the reasons why, because there have been conditions placed on them by the university, and then others of them are sick, and some don't want to leave them behind. A second to that, last week when I was hosting a room, moderating a room that Chi co-hosted, that's Chi from London, NIDO London, NIDO Europe. I volunteered to host independently with a bit of a firm hand, because like I said, there were too many rumors and too much problems, too much accusations, and it was threatening to overthrow the whole movement in the public sphere on Twitter. A lot of nonsense things happened, a lot of madness happened. Even me, I was threatened at a point. Even me, I was doxxed. People were trying to discredit me as a fraudster or whatever for any reason. So I had to tender an exit statement from the 3 groups that I'd been working with. And then I now reduced and limited communications with a number of people to try and start picking, and let me start identifying who are the moles, who are the people causing these problems, who are the people infiltrating these groups. So that's what I was basically ended up having to do last week, because like I have a forensics background with my materials and engineering, and my last finance role is fraud and operations. So this is what we do all day, every day. First point of call is ID and V. Whether the person's fraudulent or not, you ID and V them. So this type of things haven't been happening. So what it means is that this is why the price gouging is probably happening. I've spoken to somebody that I know personally in equities today. As we speak, she's running reports to understand the impact that these very things that we're discussing now are having on the way that nations and governments fund themselves, finance themselves. So we're talking about stocks, bonds, dividends, right? All of this is all happening at the same time. So for me, I felt the important thing is to control the narrative so that my primary 2 targets, evacuees who want to evacuate from the conflict, 1, and 2, the movement of money. So now I'm having to advise people.
Let's get back to the nitty-gritties here, please.
Okay, let me land on your question then in that case. So now the advice I'm giving to people is it's no longer safe to be giving individual advice from the fundraising standpoint. Each group is operating individually to their own standards, right? But at the time now, it's the advice level coming in is at the consular level, is at the diplomatic level of how to move students through Sumi. Because like we've seen reported by the Times newspaper, certain supposed humanitarian passages have been set up, and then there have been problems in them, and people are being sent back like you've described. So I hope that gives a brief picture.
So basically, what that means, we'll go back to square 1, which is the student in Sumi are not to leave on their own volition. You're advising that they stay back until there is some sort of negotiation, either with the councillors, with the embassies, or whoever it is, for them to live in group.
Unfortunately, no, it can't be that simple and straightforward, because there is so much different work happening and there's no coordinated unifying body of the work so far at this time. This is why we need to start introducing audits and stuff. So what it means is that some people are directly in contact with the embassy, with people at the consular levels, at the political levels. And so some people are getting the advice hot off the press, and that advice is then trickling down to others, and people are using that to do what they will. So I'm not in a position, because I haven't been in touch with the embassy as yet, to say, this is the directive, do this or don't do this. And if you don't do this, there will be consequences, right? Okay. So I understand the general picture is that the Ukrainian university have predicted that the students should stay, but I don't know if that's accurate as of now.
Okay, thank you. So Chi, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So I'm aware of what Cherish is doing, and they're doing a great job. Like she said, there's different moving parts, and people have different access points, and I think ultimate goal is to get the students out and get them into safety. So I'm aware of what Sherry said. I know you did contact me earlier, right? We had a bit of a conversation. Yeah. I was still, for me, I think the advice, I would steer it towards the diplomatic area. The reason is that you become responsible for whatever happens if you actually follow a different advice. But that's not to say other people are not able to, or are not going through those routes, or some routes, but also who is going to account? How do we account, and how do we track how many people that left and how many people actually arrived? Are there people who are going through that process and ensuring the safety of the people that they take? So it's a space that I don't think has been explored. There's still a lot of studies, and to be Cherish, I don't know if you know that there is, when you talk about crisis response, yes, there was a lot of chaos, right, at the borders and all that. But if you look at it in the world in terms of this kind of crisis, the use of social media to alert and to get people more, getting together and finding ways. It was a quick response in some way. The good thing that you had is the fact that data was coming in, like you could literally speak to the people on ground. I remember when we tweeted the first numbers of NIDO, right? Those posts went viral because at that point, people did not know where to go. They were just like, just like Asari. I think maybe we'll allow her to speak again. She's actually at one of the NIDO centers. She's a pregnant lady who went through all of the ordeal. So maybe later on we'll get her to speak. So she was there. Maybe you can put a video or something. But the thing is, there's a lot of moving parts. So the first time, the fact that we were able to get people quickly contacting NIDO representatives, when those numbers were tweeted out, quickly bringing them into Telegram and quickly being able to have live conversations with people and hearing people's stories, things were on the ground as we were doing that. That was, I would say that was unprecedented. Right. So I must say, even though there's a lot of work, there is more work to be done as we speak. Those initial raising awareness and bringing everything to the world stage, made some things go quicker. But of course, there is a lot to do, and I agree with what Sherry is saying in terms of, how do we get to these people? That's her goal. What is it that we have to do to remove every barrier that's that can be removed to get these people? Again, like I say, I would rather.
Hello.
Sorry, one second.
I want to contribute small.
Go ahead.
But we have the president here. He's a responsible. He's a one that he's a very good guy.
Is he in this meeting? Has he come in?
No. But he's a good guy. But I can give him in the I don't know mommy that contacted me to his number. There's a very anything he wants to do, because it's when I asked him today that are you leaving? He said he's still in Sumi. He said, but he said there's something that I don't know the organization, the assistant organization, that if there's anything, he will let me know. I don't know then, but we have a president here. But I'm seeing now that we take it long because there's no time again for people here. Because some people, I don't know how to call it. Some people are very, especially women. Some women like 3 days, they do not go to bedroom. I'm not a deceiving user. I don't like it. I'm a man. Some women, yes, I saw them there. They came to, some people are relocated from apartments to the hostel because of the condition, because of the war. There isn't some people that, but I don't know. That is our president. He's a good guy. You know, he's also a Christian. It's a Christian, it is, and he have good reputation.
Maz, okay.
Sorry, I didn't follow the point about women. Is it something? Is it women you said, or did I misunderstand?
Ma, are you talking to me?
Hello, please. I need to speak. Initially, when I started this meeting this night, I don't want, because I'm just coming from work. I go to this accommodation. I just decided to ask some people to see what we are doing here. I can't stay here. It's past 10. I'm supposed to go and get food for these people because they are running short of what we bought last week. So I think this meeting, please, I don't know if it should come to an end or I should just exit. And I don't know if I exit, if it is shut down.
No,
so
sorry, ma'am. You can, obviously, like I said before, we appreciate all you do, and I pray that God will give you the strength to do more. You know, at any time, by all means, you can exit the meeting. It's not going to affect what we are doing.
Okay, and I needed people here. Why I came is for people here to even tell their experience, but
exactly,
I'm not even achieving why, one of the reasons why I started
those
this.
people speaking as people with those, the lady with that
It's only
spoke
one
now?
person that have spoken,
No,
and
three of
people are
them.
waiting here.
There's somebody in the
Olusegun, Tolu, and the
Tolu
lady.
is in Sumi. I have people here that don't even have phone, so they have to use this Zoom.
Okay,
to
please,
talk.
by all means, sorry, I wasn't aware. Please, by all means, please, before
Please,
you go.
Lillian, can you come and speak, please? Please tell them downstairs, every all those ones that want.
Anyone that want to speak, please. Sorry about that, okay?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Hello, sorry, what's your name?
I'm Lillian, Otopo
Okay.
Lillian, a 50th medical student.
50th medical student in Sumi, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your story? How did you come out? How did you manage to come out?
Well, that story, it was really, I would say that it was an awful experience, you know. What happened is this: I journeyed from Kiev to Lviv, but then like getting on the train, it's something that the Ukrainians, you know, tend to pose racism. And even while seeing the fact that we're also ladies, they were trying to separate us and not wanting us to get on the train, but we had to struggle. You know, then getting on the train, it's like we couldn't even sit on the train. We that were already seated, the Ukrainians also did display this racism act, you know, telling us to get up and all that. The journey took us about 3 days. You know, we were, I think on a particular day, our train was just on a standstill and it couldn't move. Then getting to Poland, in fact, I don't know, it's like when we got into Poland, we were given an accommodation, but unknown to us, I think it was just 2 or 3 days. And then the Nigerian, I'm speaking from my own experience. We didn't even know that the accommodation was just this. Then after 3 days, came knocking that a Nigerian representative came for refund and displacing us just like that, you know, until someone, I don't know, just a guy who was also in the same situation with us. Then that guy had to call to our attention and said, listen, there is a free apartment, because we're all devastated. We were just confused. Until today, we're very happy. We are much, even students who are yet to get admission, some who lost their international passport, like me, in the verge of running for my life. I lost my iPad, my cell phone, you know. But my first degree, someone picked it for me and it's in India, and I said, speak to you, because this is basically my second degree, you know. So in fact, it was an awful experience, but at least what's most important is that there is life and there is a place to lay your head, and of course, where you can feed, you know, feel being loved and all that. So we've been here, seeing our people, and then we're relating our experiences, and we're very much comfortable. So I want to say a big thank you to this organization. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, you know, Vivian.
Maz is okay. Maz is okay, please. I'd like to say something.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, please. One person at a time. Let Chidi, Dr. Chidi, go ahead.
Thank you very much. You see, incidentally, I'm not able to join with video because I've been attending to an emergency here. But one of the few times I've heard us speak, we are not inside, and most of you guys who are in the heat of things, the kind of advice we would like you guys to get from us, and that's the essence of us getting involved, is that I think we need to play down on ability of some people to want to control the narrative or put out what they're doing out there. There is no one solution to all of these things. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's like players in a field, in a football game. What you see when you are in the pitch is different from somebody who is outside and seeing everything. So you have to understand, like when I hear people say, don't take this chance, don't take that chance, and somebody put it right, there are so many moving parts, and this is a war situation. Things change. Yes, you want to abide by directives from the government or embassies and all of that. Yes, that is a given, but don't limit yourself to that, because they too are working on a lot of moving parts. What you hear in situations like this is it's a game of survival. So you have to just strike a balance between these things. You can't be worrying about whether a school is going to sack you. If you are, you have to trust your gut feelings. If your gut feeling tells you that, hey, I can make a break and get to the other side, and you see that people got to that side, man, I would advise you to, you take calculated risks. Don't ever throw that away, because you will be alive before you start thinking about whether they say they're going to sack you from school. And these things about people being quick, like Tolu suffered it a lot. People being quick to go and publish out there that the other people are not doing as good as they are doing. I don't think it's a competition. Let everybody just keep doing what they're doing. And it's good that you put your organization's name out there. But right now, trust me, as many as can be helped and as many can be promoted, let's just keep doing it. We're not out of the woods yet. There's a lot that is still happening. As people get out, they have to be settled. They have to move on. Some are returning, some are not returning. There are things that even you guys that are extracting them, you're not. There's a lot of things that you're not even seeing that people are doing from outside. So please, let's relax a little bit and build bridges. Amongst that's what I'm looking for. Build bridges amongst people who are into this thing. Thank you very much.
So let me just say something on that.
Excuse me, I understand.
Hold on,
I understand what.
Sorry, Lillian, go ahead. Say something.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. I'm not saying that. I'm not disputing the fact that our government didn't render an assistance, but at least to some extent. If they had booked an apartment for us and telling us that this is supposed to last for so period of time. Why should we be ejected without even our consent and having to hear that our government requested for refunds and then displacing us? Do you really understand what I'm talking about?
No, you're getting me wrong. I'm not. My
sorry,
statement
Chidi,
is not based on you. It's not based
this is
on
not
you.
about you. Sorry,
Okay,
Lillian.
okay.
Lillian, but one thing I want to extract from you, please, because you've come out of Sumi, and as we speak now, we have over 300 people in Sumi. Now, again, can you tell us how you got out of Sumi and when, please?
Like I did said, as aforementioned, I journeyed from Kiev. I went to Kiev for something, so I wasn't really in Sumi.
Okay, you weren't
I
in Sumi.
journeyed.
Okay.
Yeah, I journeyed from Kiev.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there any other person there, Madam Chizoba? Is there any other person there willing to speak to us before we go to?
And I want to correct a notion.
Okay.
When I started this, it's not because I want to go online, on live. No. I just added you people because I know you are media people. Understand? I just wanted to do a recording here of the pregnant woman and other people that want to speak. I just deemed fit to add other people. I don't want.
No, Chizoba, why are you guys misunderstanding everything we're saying here?
Wait. I'm not misunderstanding you. I understood you. You feel I'm doing this to promote Nido.
I feel
also. Yes, that is what you feel. That because you are trying to say we are showcasing our
No, it's the other groups. It's not.
I shared.
Madam, why would you of all people?
I can ask
Madam, did you know me? Did you know me? How could you say this? Not from you now. Why would you say that?
Sir, doctor, you have to understand that Auntie has been subject to a lot of nonsense, so I can understand her stress and frustration.
No, it's not. She can't say that to me. Not me. Why would you say that to me?
Sorry, madam. Sorry. You know what I'm going to do?
Chizoba, please, can you
Madam,
calm down?
please, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mute every single person except the person now speaking. Please, pardon me. If you want to speak, you can raise up your hand, please.
You see, that's the problem with our people. We set up a group and brought. You see exactly what I'm saying.
Please, we'll address this.
I'm gonna excuse myself, my brother. Please.
Thank you very much. We'll address this. But So, what's your name, my brother?
My name is Anderson.
Anderson, okay.
Anderson Abalu, yes.
Anderson Abalu. Well, where are you studying, Anderson?
He said, hello.
Where are you studying?
I was studying in Kiev, then I moved to Economic University in Kiev.
In Kiev, okay. What level?
I'm doing my master's. I just finished my language course and I am just starting my master's.
Before the war happened?
Yes.
So how did you manage to? Did you leave before the bombardment started or after the bombardment started?
No, I never wanted to leave. I was in Kiev up to last week, Wednesday. And I made a post on my Facebook advising people that if where you are is safe, it's better you stay there instead of running to places because people said, I'm here, and you feel like you want to go. That was the post I made. And there's this lady, Natalia, something, so she's a parliamentarian in Canada, but she's from Poland. She saw it and she like chatted me up, why are you still there? And I had over 15 people. We never knew it's gonna get to Sofiskas and where we were living in Kiev. We felt that Kiev is safe because it's the capital. We never knew that it's gonna get to that place. So on a Tuesday, she was like, okay, how many are you there? They called video calls to everybody and they were like, okay, we'll move. They even sent some money to help us. So we left on Tuesday. My house was hit on Thursday. On Tuesday we left, my house was hit on Thursday. So I was like, I don't even know what to say though. So how we moved, there was no taxi. Another thing is that no more water.
At the point
in the shops.
At the point you were moving, there was this pastor, Sunday Adelaja. He shared a picture, said at the back of his house, there was a bridge that connects Kiev or that gets people out of Kiev, that bridge has been damaged. Did you leave before the damage of that bridge or after?
Kiev, talking about Kiev is let's say a big city. Maybe the bridge is talking about is not the one, it's not close or has not to do with my own location. But the issue is that before you get taxi, no more water in the shops, the banks are closed, ATMs are not working. So we managed, you have to pay, maybe we used to pay 100 grivna before, now we have to pay like 1,000 just to try make it out. So when we got to the train station, they didn't allow us to go. We had to fight our way. We stood for 14 hours. They said, okay, the entrance, before you now go this way or go this way inside the train, we had to stand at that entrance for 14 hours to get to Lviv. When we got to Lviv, they didn't allow us to board the train going to Poland. They chased us, we slept outside. Even the buses, we had a 2,500 grivna to pay, but they were like, no, they're not taking us. So we now heard about a border at Ruak. I have the name here. The name of the border is just a new border. It was the same woman that directed us to that border. We went there, Rawa Ruska border, very, very free. We didn't know, as in we walked in. So getting into Poland, we're stranded. Nowhere to stay, nothing. It was Dr. Tade that paid for hotel for us to sleep that night. One of us had a panic attack. Can you hear me?
That's Dr. Tade of Nigel, Poland. We must acknowledge the work that they're doing on ground. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, he was the one. He can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, excuse me, sir. Hello, sir. I want to say something. We don't need this is past experience. We are here We are here. We need to find ways to go out. You people are going now. We don't need to say all this. This is past tense. Yes, I'm telling you, bros. We don't need all this. We are here. We are still here. I don't want to tell you my past experience here. I don't want to tell you anybody. But I want to go out.
Bye bye. We are
We
leaving
need
now.
you see now.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Don't
not an
worry.
issue.
We don't
I'm
need
here.
to say.
No, hold on.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm here. It's okay. Go ahead.
We don't need to say past experience. All these people are taking their laptop are losing. That one is not. If we see what we are going to hear, we are talking. We don't need that. This is what we are going to hear. We don't need to say. Me, I don't want to talk my home. My past experience for this Sumi State University. I don't need to. That reason, I get case with them last 2 months ago, but I don't want to say that one. That one does not concern me. But this is how to get out here. That we need that. These assistance we need. I think that the woman that introduced me now, it left because I said the truth. Someone like me, I'll be the last person. Because we need to come out here. All these people that say past experience, we don't need that. Please, if you want to assist us, please assist us. Let's move out here. We are many here. Me, I have age now. I see some people that's not up to me. Right, like 18 years, 17 years, they're very small. But I'm talking about women. So women, indeed, I can go and show you the room. They're like 3 days, over 3 days. I've never seen them to go to bedroom. It's a woman. They are woman. I'm seeing them here. The toilets they are used to toilets with us here. The toilets are always congested. No washing. No, there's all this cleaner. They are washing. We pay them. They couldn't come again. We don't have anything to wash the toilet. They are mingled with us. All these girls. We are here. No, we don't need all this thing. I'm okay.
Olusegun, Segun, I do honestly understand how you feel, because at the end of the day, it's being in the midst of where we are not in Sumi, but we are deeply concerned about your safety. Hence, we're all seated here, trying to create a narrative of people understanding what you people are going through, and at the same time putting our heads together and see, many of us watching now on Twitter, the Minister of Information, Onyama, Abike Dabri, the Vice President, the President, all been tagged. The thing is that for people to understand that as we speak, the Excel, only those that have actually put in their details in that form. The Excel here that we are looking at is over 300 individuals. That is unbelievable, and it's not an easy thing where you can say 300 people just go on your own. So it's a confusion that if anybody had the solution, or even if the government had the solution, none of you will be in this mess as we speak. So there is no, and if I sit down here to tell you that I got it figured out, then I will be lying, and that's then I'm not being truthful to you. I do understand how you feel, and I appreciate obviously your input and in saying the things you've just said. I hope that someone, or the authority would eventually engage to evacuate you people, because what is needed, you've given us the story of how the ladies, there is no water. Obviously the whole thing is just it's just a total mess, real total mess. Okay, and Chizoba, are you there? Chi, you want to say something? Kindly unmute yourself quickly.
No, so no, I'm not Chizoba, but
Oh, sorry, Chi. Oh,
yeah. So we understand see this issue. Let solution is what is needed, right? So the gentleman, I understand his frustration. He's there, and he's asking for support. He's asking for a solution. Again, I will still maintain this is what I would say, a diplomatic solution, and that we need to call the governments and tell them to begin to prevail. That is my own position. I don't know about any other arrangement, but I really, really feel for you. And it's really time that all Nigerians get on board and begin to speak about this thing, because we have our people there who need urgent intervention, urgent help, and the women. There's this lady that was here earlier. She's a pregnant woman. She was referred to us on Instagram, and she's there now. We know that she's nearly due.
Yeah.
People like her need support. A lot of people, we have children. There's a lady, a girl, I think she's 16 or 17, young people that are coming in without their parents. So there's a lot more work. And I will also say a lot more organizations need to get involved, right? This is what you see here, just a few, when I say a few number of people who decided to take it on board, either way that they have actually done. I would say I commend them, because a lot of things have been on the fly very quickly. Like, it's just amazing how quickly people rallied in different ways, right? So what we need now is bigger organizations coming in to do a huge relief activity, right? That is what we need. Relief activity, rescue activity, all of those things, working with the government, coordinating, all of those things need to happen. And we have to begin to raise our voices. We cannot depend on people who got together on Twitter and they're doing something, right? We cannot depend on people who are of course what they're doing, what people are doing is great. What I'm saying is we must appreciate what people have done and begin to knock on doors, begin to knock on the MPs, the parliaments, the everywhere, to say humanitarian only. We're not interested in anything else, right? There's a war, we're not involved. All we want to know is that people
may I interject a little bit? I wanted to actually ask you something.
Right.
Obviously, you are in the United Kingdom, and there was this change campaign that was going on to allow people who are fleeing Ukraine to, if they wish to, come into the United Kingdom. But I think for now, the government of UK has made it only for Ukrainian nationals. So do you have any idea if that is going to be extending to other non-Ukrainians? Are you there? Well, Chidi, kindly unmute yourself and please, take the floor, Chidi.
Sorry, my brother. Listen, guys, a lot of you don't know me. Probably it's only Njenje here that knows me. We're not cut out for all this crap, honestly speaking. That's why they don't like activists. You heard see what that man and Chi do apologies to you. I know what you're trying to do, and I can understand you. But you see what that young man just said there? That's what it boils down to. We understand. We need to appreciate what people are doing, but just try to look at what that Chisaba just. Can you imagine? Just from the first day, I sought her out and I added her to a group where I and Njenje and a lot of other people there are. What business do we have? I have something I'm doing here, but we're just like we're crying inside about what is happening. And after I've advertised what NIDO is doing, I talked to Abike Dabri, I talked to my ambassador here, and we are talking about young, we're talking about everybody. She just comes here and she makes this kind of statement. That's very awful.
Chidi,
you have to understand. This guy is in Sumi.
Please,
I'm coming, Njenje. One second.
On behalf of everybody, I would have to say to you, you need to calm down. Listen, everyone, listen, let's not take anything so serious because people are really tensed.
Everybody's tense. I have people too. You have people. You have people. You have people. You know what we've been talking back and forth. My Igwe of my village has people there. We are all concerned. We've been posting things. There's something that she said here. That's what needs to be happening. This is bigger than what anybody can think about. So when you hear us talking like this, calm down and listen to other things. She just said, how can you just be so myopic to think I'm thinking about you? I don't care about one person. People are dying. People are confused. Why would you just say it's because of you? Yes, you had something in mind, but this is a moving thing. It started from something, it's graduating to another thing. You should be happy. We've gained a lot of information here that wasn't there before. You organize this for people to talk, but as they are talking, one thing leads to another. Just keep an open mind. I'm just trying to say, let's not attack. If I say let's not attack people that are working, if
if you're not attacking people that are working, why would that get you irritated? I didn't call any names. Do you think I don't respect Nido and I'm here talking to you? Would you think I don't respect and I've been talking with you all the while? I will only forgive you because I understand the pressure where you are. I'm in a better place here than that place now, right now as I speak. That's the only reason. If not, I will really take it up with you. This is not why we are here. We are trying to help. Let's get information. Let's know how we get information from you. We are throwing it out. We are spreading the message. We are talking to each other in the background. And you come and tell me that it's because of you. No, I don't like it. Let's just get people out, get them to safety. Even after getting them to safety, we are thinking about their school. How will they continue with their school? Njenje, wasn't I with you since morning, trying to figure out, we are talking to schools here. I've been on the phone with so many schools here in Toronto.
Yes, obviously, you're right, because, while we are, again, while we are discussing about getting them out, we're also thinking, and then what next? Because once, hello? Yeah. Chidi, are you still, okay. Well,
we could hear you. We could hear you all this
okay.
while.
I don't know what happened. Suddenly, I thought someone had stopped the meeting.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, sorry. So, I mean, Chidi, once more, I think the nerves are flared. We need to all calm down. Solution. The only thing I can say is maybe, let's keep using this video to tag the authority. But what I can assure you is, if anybody in authority tells you, the only person that I haven't personally cascaded this crisis is the president, because I do not have his personal number. But everyone involved, be it the minister of foreign affairs, he is aware. Even the list that I'm looking at here, he has also, because I personally sent it to him. You can see the list here, and these are all Nigerian students. These are all, so it's not like there is no information. These are their, the dates they put the information, their email, their names, their telephone number. So anyone saying they don't know how to get them will be lying, because these informations are here, and you can see here 379. 379 are those who basically put their information in. 379 Nigerians stuck in Sumi. Just think about it. 379. So it's basically, this is two aeroplanes of individuals stuck in Sumi. What is it that we can do to just help these guys out? Look at Olusegun there. There are so many of them. The worst part is, some of these people are very, very young, 17, 18, 19 years. They have not, you can imagine someone finishing secondary school, really have not, done anything, no experience, it's not like so many people that grew up in the farmland that used leg and what do you call it, okwani? I don't know, but used leg, and the sun will be so hot. But now these are people, they drop them from in the morning, they drop them to school, bring them back, school runs. Suddenly they found themselves in this jungle, in this mess. And we say we have a country, and the country is not coming for them. It breaks my heart as a father. It breaks my heart to know that our children are there stuck and nothing seriously from the government is saying. If there is any way to call them out, we must call them out. We must say to them loud and clear, they have failed us, they are failing us. Let them do something, whatever it takes. We do not give a hoot. We do not care, whatever it takes for them to bring them out. Let them do that. I think Beams wants to say something. Beams, can you unmute yourself, please? After Beams, I'll take Tolulok. But Beams, can you unmute yourself?
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Well, apologies that I can't put on my video at the moment. Just want to say thank you for putting this together. And, you know, I want to send my commiseration to all our guys out there in Sumi at the moment, ladies and gents. And I just want to say, please be courageous and be hopeful, okay? And, you know, let the fighting spirit continues. I know you're in a very, very difficult situation. For somebody like me, I have been in a war zone before, so I can relate with you. I know exactly what you are going through right now. But words are not enough to really encourage you. We need actions. And I thank God for this platform that is happening tonight. Please, I just want to find out, for those of you in Sumi, do you have any access to Red Cross in any way at all? I'm asking about these just to understand what kind of support you are getting as of now. What we've heard from the Foreign Office, that they have planned, because they were waiting for the humanitarian corridor to come down and do the evacuation. As of yesterday, that's what we heard from them. So while we're waiting on that, I think your survivor for now, like you mentioned, Olusegun, is what is important. So can you just tell us how you are managing? I know the shops are not open. You have no access to good water, perhaps toilets is an issue. These are basic things that you should be having. The question I'm really asking is, do you have access to Red Cross? Do you know where they are in that location? Because if you don't, one thing we can do in immediate is to actually alert, I'm sure they are aware because it's been on the news, but to alert Red Cross to your location so they can find you, at least give you the immediate help of survivor for now, while this humanitarian corridor is established. But bear in mind, I know it's not easy and it's not good to come here to make promises. Some of us where we have continued to speak and we have continued to raise our voices to the right places, to the right contact that we know, to let the government hear that there's problem going on there. And like, the moderator have said, it's not as if the government is not aware. The question is, what are they doing about it? So you need more reassurances, more communication from them, especially some timelines to know when they are coming for you. And this, if we're going to take anything away from tonight, this is what we'll take away in terms of intensifying our pressure on the government to make sure they respond to your need. Please stay strong there. And in my own little way, I will keep on running around. I belong to UK South Needle, but you see, we have not left you alone there. We are crying, we are shouting here, and we are with you people. God bless you. Please stay strong, because you have to have that resilience to live another day and to live another day. If you have not experienced bombardment of such, the most important thing is for you to stay alive, and then the help will come. Okay, please just stay there and we'll continue to get in touch as we can. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bim. So, Olusegun, I don't know, he threw up a question there. I don't know if, regarding how you people survive, in terms of food, is there, you muted yourself again. Can you kindly unmute again, Olusegun?
Hello, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
In terms of food,
yes, we need food. We need
and he
food
mentioned
here.
something like the Red Cross in your area, or
Yes,
is there
okay.
anywhere?
One day I saw, I think the day they promised us, the second day I said we want to evacuation everybody, I saw the Red Cross. They didn't do anything. They just coming around, roaming around the compound. that we are expecting them to do nothing. They didn't ask anybody, they didn't ask about anybody. They just came in, look anywhere, somewhere, and they go back. That we are expecting that day. But now you see, we have our light now. I see we are here but the planes are moving around. That reason we mute our lights, everybody beginning to run our mouth. You see, I heard the light before, sir. Yes, now because we have everybody.
I know you were scared and you've been asked to turn off the light.
Yeah.
Are you able to, because one thing is, while we have these discussions, we need to be able to have some takeaways. Someone made a good observation here. I mean, trying we can alert Red Cross to the area you are, but they might need a coordinating point. So if you are in this meeting, if you can type me and send me the number of the person, I think the student union president, someone they can contact.
Okay, sir. It's okay.
Type it. Send me a private message from the Zoom, right?
Okay, I send a lot of messages. I asked the guy, but nobody. I asked the guy. That guy that I said is former student in Sumi. Is a student of the Sumi. I asked him to send his number to me, but he didn't respond. I think Tolu Lokpe.
Tolu is here. No, Tolu, you're here. Do you have the number? Tolu, can you unmute?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, can you send me your number, Bruce?
Yeah, it's not a problem. If you reach me out on Instagram on this handle, I reply immediately and I can give you my WhatsApp number.
Okay.
Okay, and your Instagram handle is Kao.
It's already here on my name.
Okay. So Tolu, do you know the president of the student union in Kyiv? In
Sumi. I don't know the president in Sumi, but I have someone on ground because this afternoon when I got a message.
Hey, Bruce. I know his number. I will send his number to.
Okay.
We have president here.
Yeah, I got a news today that there is no light and there is no food in the Sumi earlier today. So I have someone on ground also in Sumi who has been feeding me with the intel. When I contacted him,
how can we? It's not, it's been established they are running out of food.
We just want to see how we can get funds to them. Actually, if I had access to my GoFundMe, I would have loved to send at least $1,000 to them today, but I've tried to make a withdrawal, but it's still not possible for me. So that was what I wanted.
So the challenge is, even if you send them money is not food.
Yeah, supermarket is open. They are open now. The shops are open.
Okay, Olusegun, are you there? Are the shops open? I think Olusegun, are you there? Are the shops open? Let's confirm.
The shop is open, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, the shops are open. Okay, so
yes.
So they can get food and water now. We just need to send them some funds. That's all.
Oh, okay. So it's one information cleared. Okay, thank you very much. So let me take, I think a couple of people raised up their hands. So let's take them. Chi, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so I want to ask what's his name again? Sorry. The guy in Sumi. Have you been able to are you able to fill the form that has been going around? I want to also find out if you and the other, you said there's 7 of you there. Have you been able to fill that Google form? Because that's what we're using to capture data of everybody. Can you answer the question? If not, we can always, get your details now. But can you answer the question? What's his name now? Olusegun. You're speaking, but you're not coming on. Your thing is mute.
Olusegun, hold on. Olusegun, can you answer? You're muted, Olusegun.
He's still speaking, but he's not hearing us.
Olusegun, can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Did you fill a form?
Yes, I fill all the form they sent to us.
Okay. Are you in the
form?
Sumi group?
Yes, I'm in Sumi group.
Good,
Yes,
good, good. So we can pass information to you from there. Okay, good.
yes, I've sent the president.
I
have sent the president number to the.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is our president number.
Is that Tolu you have there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good, good.
So what's the president number? What's his name?
Moses.
Okay, Moses.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So Chi, thank you very much for that observation. So let's take Laura. Laura, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Laura is speaking. Sorry, I cannot show my face at the moment where it's not just okay. So I've been following the conversations and all that everyone has said. I just want to use this moment to thank you, the Njenje Media TV, and Cherish, Chai, and the rest of them that has been on ground, working very hard behind the scene to make sure that everyone, comes out from Ukraine. And then also want to kind of, help, talk to the students that are still, back there in Ukraine, to encourage them that everything will be fine and then they should just keep the spirit up. And most importantly, communication is very, very important, is the key to everything that is going on. If you don't, have someone that you talk to, you wouldn't know what next to do. And considering the fact that electricity and the rest of them is off, and then network is also an issue. So I just want to encourage them, to tell them that God is with them and everything will be fine, and they should keep connecting, keep contacting each other. And again, lastly, what I want to also add to what everyone has said, and this is very important, this has to do with the issue of our people and the students moving to Europe. Many of them wouldn't want to go back to Nigeria, that I know, and they want to hold on for some time to see how the situation will be in Ukraine, whether they will go back or not. But I also understand there are a lot of racism and then discriminations, coming to them as well. So in this aspect, I would like each and every one of us that is here and those, that you maybe talk to much later on, if they can just go on Twitter as you're tweeting, what are the conditions that are being given to non-Ukrainians that are, coming over to the West? That want to stay a little bit in Poland, Romania, and Germany, and the rest of them. What are they going to do to them? Because I understand also that the concentration is much on the Ukrainians. They are not really paying so much attention to foreigners, non-Ukrainians. And most of our people don't want to go back. They just want to remain for some time and see how it looks like. And some of them actually want to make a university transfer. So what are we doing in that perspective? I think everyone should just go on Twitter. When you tweet, you tag United Nations. On refugee, you tag a president. US, you tag anything you think, that you want them to hear your voice. You just tag them and talk about it. What is the situation with non-Ukrainians, foreigners, that are studying or that are in Ukraine? There are something that's supposed to be done for them. So I don't know what they are planning. So this is the right time. If you find yourself in Twitter, you just have to tweet so that we see how these things will be sorted out, because the way they are handling, non-Ukrainians is not the best. So I think this aspect is something we really have to do something about it. And then finally, I just want to thank you, thank everyone that has kept on to this moment, and also want to encourage us, appreciate each and every one of us for the work, so far done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've just, Olusegun, will you check if this number is correct? Because I'm trying to add the number on WhatsApp. The number doesn't have WhatsApp. That's the Student Union President. Olusegun, are you aware?
Yes, I copied the number from WhatsApp, +38 63 48 85. Yes, I copied the number from WhatsApp. Yes, I'm the man. The guy is talking to me in WhatsApp now. He's messaged me. I say hi. He said hi, bros. It's just the message. Can I type the number in the?
Okay, let's. It's fine. If let me try once more. I don't know, but It just shows.
He end with 2-4.
Yes, double 4. That's correct.
Yes, he end with 2-4. That is 44. That is plus 3, 80, 63, 48, 85, 8544.
That's fine. Okay. So thank you everyone once more. Thank you. Honestly, I think we may have to then revert to the WhatsApp group and see how we can coordinate from there.
But excuse me, sir.
Go ahead.
The guy that said he did not know the president, I didn't believe. That guy that said that Tolulope, he said he didn't know the president. He's lying.
But no, it's sorry, but let's be very careful. If somebody says he doesn't know someone, must you force the individual to say he knows?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Well, if he doesn't know, he doesn't know. So
okay.
Honestly, I don't see any issue there. Sorry, but
okay, sir. Okay.
He doesn't know the individual. He doesn't know the individual. That's it. So okay, I wanted to share the group WhatsApp link here, but somewhat. Well, many of you, if you're here and you don't have my details, you can follow me on Twitter. That is at Mazezoke. That's MAAZI EZEOKE. MAAZI EZEOKE. So I think I've sent I think I've DM'd you. That's Cherish. I've sent you a DM, and you know, some of you, if you don't mind, if you want to drop your number as well, that's fine. But one thing that we need to do, as many have said here, you know, I think that's from Cherish. She says, humanitarian aid back to Nigeria, refugee status remain in Europe. Honestly, is a choice. I don't want to get involved in their choices now. All that concerns me is getting out of Ukraine. If they get out of Ukraine and they want to stay, their cup of tea. They want to go back to Nigeria, their decision. You know, so but let us, you know, amplify the message to ensure that these young Nigerians, of no fault of theirs, found themselves in this crossfire, that they get out alive and well. So that's, you know, that's obviously my take on this. And I said to every one of us, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And those of you who are watching us across the various media platforms, if you think there is any suggestion that you may have, you can as well come back to us. You know, like I said, either you, you know, come to my inbox or you can tag me on Twitter. Let's see what we can do, because together we can, you know, come together as, you know, as people and see how we can help one another and help these Nigerians that are stuck, you know, to get out. It's really, really, when I say this, it really breaks my heart that this bombardment started on the 28th, correct? No, 24th of February. Now, since the 24th of February, incidentally, today is the 7th of March, and we haven't had any headway. You know, I don't know if our president is in London. It's going to be much easier for him to ring whoever he needs to ring. You know, I believe if he really gets involved, if they really put their foot down, there was a negotiated ceasefire, put your foot down, take a couple of buses, evacuate your, even if it means evacuating them into Russia and using aircraft to move them out of Russia, so be it, if that is the easiest thing to do. You know, I don't think at this stage anybody really cares where they are being taken to. All they want is just to get out, honestly, to get out of harm's way, because this is really, you know, getting out of hand. Chidi, you're still there, so I don't know if you have anything to add, Chidi. If you're still there, you may unmute.
Yeah, I'm actually using Erica's system because she's not feeling very fine.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. I still want to um, preach this ability for people to work together.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's actually because I was the one that looked out for these people, got the president of the Ukraine Students Association with NIDO. That's how Charity came on board. That's how the president of the Russian students came on board. That's how I contacted Tolu. That's how I added you, added Tiola, added everybody. And you can see this is one of the benefits that we're having this Zoom here. It was because Chisoba posted it on the group and asked us to come. So that is what we have to keep doing. You don't know what is going to lead to. Let's look at Olusegun. The kind of statement you made now is the one that causes problem. We know Tolu, we've been working with him, and he just said he didn't know the president. I just fired that he's lying. And you, when you take such things to the social media, it haunts the effort that everybody is making, including you that you need help. So let's just try to be careful and understand that everybody is doing their level best. It's not easy. This thing we don't know where it's going to. Nido is doing awesome. A lot of other people are doing awesome. Some other people, she said we need. There's a lady here that has in US. She's raised $30 million. I was asking Red Cross, please, to intervene. Red Cross here in Toronto to intervene in Ukraine just because of my people there. We need to bring in much more bigger organizations. We need to think towards this tiny thinking that some people are thinking. Please, let's think of it in on a bigger level. I think it's maybe this our Nigerian situation makes us always start fighting and struggling at the very lower level of things. You know, there's bigger things to be done there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Please, I beg all of us. I've seen so many of you in by mere seeing your faces. Many of you, if I see you today, I wouldn't know who you are. I've never met any of you here, but bear in mind one thing brought us all together because we are all concerned, because we all care for the welfare of our brothers and our sisters, our children, our sons and our daughters who are caught up in the crossfire. That's why we all sit down here listening and speaking to one another. So let's, again, as Chidi said, whoever you need to reach out to, you know, I think I was before now. I was googling, trying to get some, some NGOs. But when I see some funny characters, not English, some of the website would translate automatically, giving you option to use English, but some wouldn't. You need to probably copy them and paste them into translators to understand something. But I don't know. Do what honestly at this stage do whatever. It's just like doing sign of the cross. You do in front, it doesn't work, try back. Whichever one works. Honestly, the thing that we need now is to get people to safety. That's all. And ensure that they have something, you know, obviously that they do not go hungry. Before we begin to apportion any blame or any other thing. Okay, thank you all for being part of this. And those of you, like I said before, watching online, if you see, if you hear, and if you know anything that can help, please do not hold the information. The life of every one of us matters a lot. On that note, I say thank you once more for being part of this. And